Hi, this is Ryan with Automatic Comics, and up next we've got an unboxing of an awesome Golden Age Batman book, as well as a few other Silver Age keys. Stay tuned! Alright, before we get started, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button, and we are going to open into these three boxes that have got some pretty great books in them. So the first one, I'm gonna hold off on the Batman book, at least maybe till the next one. So first one we've got here should have one book in it. I have one other copy of this book, and I've sold a copy in the past as well, but it's a great book that I always try to grab whenever I see it, because it doesn't have a cover that I particularly like. It doesn't have the it's a first appearance. It doesn't have that character on the cover, but it's become a very popular character, and especially with DC lately. And a lot of bubble wrap. And there's going to be an HBO series coming out that should at least partially highlight this character, specifically revolving around Justice League Dark, assuming I have the right box right here. So let's see here. So this is Hawkman number 4. And that character is Zatanna, and so that's this is her first appearance, and so yeah, you can see she's not on the cover. It's a cover with Hawkman on it. This is it's a tough book to get in high grade, and it's often pretty hard to evaluate as well. You can see I think it's just the type of color that's on this. It's this gray color. A lot of times lower grade copies like this is 3.0, actually look pretty presentable, look really nice. So this one has a kind of a larger crease on the cover right here that maybe you can see. But other than that, it's a great book, one that you should definitely try to pick up if you can, especially with Justice League Dark coming up, since she's one of the kind of main characters that go with that group. Another one to really look for that's gotten that's I feel like an underrated book that's gotten very popular lately is Swamp Thing number 37, which is the first appearance of Constantine. So that one has been spiking a lot, and I would recommend trying to grab that one. It's a cool cover too. Again, he's not on it, but it's a cool Swamp Thing cover. So next book here, or next box, has 2 books in it. One of which is that Golden Age Batman book that I have been looking forward to getting. So this is I don't know how much I've talked about this in the past, but Golden Age Batman is probably my favorite type of book for me personally to collect. So like I said, kind of using the hobby to pay for itself, I'll often pick up other books that I'm not me personally as interested in, but just for the purposes of flipping to eventually get books like this. So there are like I said, there are 2 books in here. I'm not sure which one's gonna come out first. Let's see here. This tape off. The Batman book just kind of looks like it's gonna be a lot of bubble wrap again. The Batman book is related to Two-Face, so it's always fun to get some of those Golden Age Batman villains. And Two-Face especially, because he did not have very many appearances. He only had maybe 6 or 7 appearances in the Golden Age, and then he didn't appear again until the Bronze Age. He never actually had a Silver Age appearance. There is one where Batman is depicted on the cover of it's one of the copies of World's Finest as Two-Face, but it's not the Harvey Dent character that most people are familiar with. So let's see. Like I said, there are 2 books in here. This is the. We'll go with the Batman one first. So this is Batman number 81. So it's from 1954, and this may be his last appearance in the Golden Age. I can't remember exactly for sure, but the cool thing about this book is this is actually the first time that he is called Harvey Dent. Prior to this, Two-Face has had kind of a weird Golden Age life cycle or appearance. It's not always the same character that plays Two-Face. It started off with a character that they called Harvey Kent, and I think he had maybe the first 3 appearances. His first one was in Detective Comics 66. It's got kind of like a clock tower on it, and Robin is hanging from that clock tower. So I believe the first maybe 2 or 3 appearances are as Harvey Kent. Then there are some other characters that show up that look like Two-Face. They have the same kind of depicted the same way, but they aren't that same. They aren't Harvey Dent or Harvey Kent. Then you have this book that comes up, and this is when they change his name to Harvey Dent. The reason I've read is that because they didn't like how the name conflicted with Clark Kent, and they didn't want that confusion, so they changed his name to Harvey Dent. But you can see this is it's a pretty nice grade for this book, a 6.0, so it presents real well, and you've got him right on the cover, and he's got Batman and Robin strapped to a coin that he's flipping that are going to land on some spikes. So this is kind of a it's a fun kind of Golden Age Two-Face cover that I'm real excited to get. This is an awesome book. So that is that one, and this one is definitely staying with me. That's I think, like I was kind of alluding to earlier. Golden Age Batman, early Detective Comics and early Batman books are my favorite. Those are the ones that I'm always really trying to get, especially key books like this. The other book I picked up was Tales to Astonish, number 93, and so there isn't anything particularly key about this book. It says up here it's the first full Silver Surfer appearance outside of Fantastic Four, but this is a real classic cover that is just real desirable. I know it's been talked about some before. It's kind of a unique color. It's more like a brownish red, but it looks real nice. Just with the contrast of Silver Surfer against that background, and then with Hulk on there with the flames and everything. It's a real cool book. So always a fun one to pick up if you can get it. It's actually pretty affordable down in these kinds of grades, under $200, and just a real nice presenting book. It can get pricey up in the 9s, but it's a relatively late Silver Age book, 1967. So you can get some nice copies without it having to pay too much money for it. So that is the next book. All right, so that's Tales to Astonish number 93. Now, the last book, and like the do not bend. It's a little difficult to bend these boxes, so I feel like it's unlikely that was going to happen. Now, what should be in here is a ungridded book, and this is one that I have been trying to pick up for a while. It's not a super kid-friendly book or anything like that, but it is always in very high demand. It's a Frazetta cover, and I want to be careful getting this thing out of here. It's a Frazetta cover. This is a Silver Age book. I think it's from 1969. It's now a very long-running character. I had an opportunity to buy it was like an 8.0 CGC book a few months back, and I didn't do it, and I should have, because this book just seems to never stop going up in price, and so if you end up finding one around GPA, I highly recommend just buying it. So this one's probably more like a 4 or 4.5, something like that. Packaged real well, obviously, especially for a raw book. So this is Vampirella #1, and like I said, not exactly a kid-friendly book, but Frazetta cover. The only like kind of major flaw that's on here is this little chunk that's missing out of the side of the cover, and another little one down here. But overall presents pretty well. So I think it's probably somewhere around the 4 range. But yeah, cool book. Excited to finally get this one. As time goes on, I'll try to upgrade it to a nicer copy, maybe get a graded copy. But you always got to start somewhere, and this is first time I've had a copy of this book. Got this Vampirella #1, Frazetta cover, first appearance of Vampirella. Then we've got Tales to Astonish #93, just a classic Silver Surfer Hulk cover. Then Batman #81, first time Two-Face is referred to as Harvey Dent, but also just an awesome Two-Face Golden Age cover, since they're pretty uncommon. I think this is his 6th or 7th overall appearance, but just a great classic cover. And then the last one is Hawkman #4, first appearance of Zatanna, and just a key character in the Justice League Dark series, so something to keep an eye on with Justice League Dark coming to HBO in the future. So again, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. And as I always say, when I get more comics in, I'll film another video. Thanks again for watching.